Hey guys, this is me filming in real time. I did film footage from this time, but once I looked back at it to edit it, it was too raw and emotional for me to feel comfortable sharing. And so I thought I'd just film now and tell you what happened. So basically we sailed into this anchorage and I was notified that my dad was in hospital. He'd had a heart attack. They'd tried multiple surgeries to assist that. So I think they tried to put in a pacemaker amongst other things, and none of those worked. So he was getting rushed to emergency surgery to have bypass heart surgery. And I guess these are the events that followed. My dad had the surgery and he had a stroke while they were operating, and he had some complications and they struggled to wake him up. So I've just booked a ticket. I'm flying home. I don't know what's happening with him.
Time for a bit of solo dad and daughter. We'll be right, eh? We'll be right. We made the mutual decision for Bonita to go home by herself because she really needs to be a mum for her dad. Her dad needs caring, and Bonita is an amazing mum, and she needs to go back and just mother him, help him on the road to recovery, you know, because he is going through major surgery for this, and having Tallula and I there, it's just an extra hindrance. Like, we don't need to be there. Something that we haven't actually talked about before is that Bonita is a terrible flyer. She is so scared of flying. Bigger planes she's okay with, but the smaller planes that she had to first catch to leave the islands, she's just so scared. You know, she was crying in a teary mess, and I basically had to pick her up and put her on the plane myself. So yeah, so Tallula and I are on Nandji. We'll just hang out in this bay. We're not going to go anywhere, are we? Except to the beach and to have lots of swims. It's just a bad situation and unfortunate. These things happen, you know, as people get older. That's life. And we're really proud of Bonita for going back and doing what she's doing. She's facing her fears to fly, facing her fears to get back there, leaving us behind, which I know is something really hard for her. But we'll be able to speak on the phone, FaceTime all the time, obviously. But she just needs to be back there for her dad, and we want her to be there. You got more? Huh? Pull him up. Pull him harder.
Hey guys, I am not on Nandji anymore. I'm back in Australia. I'm actually back home in Adelaide. My dad is very sick, and it was, yeah, like he had a heart attack, and then he had heart surgery, and then he got COVID while trying to recover from that. So he's been very, very unwell, and yeah, so I just flew back home again, and I've been here just trying to help take care of him. And yeah, I'm off to go and see him today. And so we were hoping he'd be let out today so we can take him home, but he tested positive again this morning, and they just want to keep him in for one more day. So yeah, I'm just gonna go and see him. I'm waiting for my cousin to pick me up. Here she is right now. Hi, Nandji! Well, I'm back home again. It feels so good to be back. I'm really glad that I went, but I'm just so glad to be back again.
Don't go away again.
No. So my dad's okay. He made it through and he's on the mend. So job done. One thing I will say though is if you know someone that's going to have major surgery, like a bypass surgery, they are going to need a lot of emotional support as well as physical support as well, but it's something that I wasn't prepared for, how much it can actually affect you emotionally, even if you're not really, I don't know, an emotional kind of person. It's yeah, he's good. He's on the mend. Yosh has done an amazing job single dadding it with Tallula. I mean, she's been swimming every day, a couple of times a day. They've been doing little adventures and he's just really been focused on looking after her. But all that, sometimes something has to give, and the boat, Tallula's great, but the boat's a little bit neglected, so you can definitely tell that Mum hasn't been here, and there's quite a lot of work to do. So. We've made a friend that has a house that's close by to where Nandji's anchored. And it's empty at the moment, so they offered for us to stay here, and so we ended up staying here last night for the first time. And Yosh raced back to Nandji this morning to double check on everything, and someone has been on our boat. They've taken out all of our money. They've taken a navigation iPad and also a GoPro Max. All up, it's probably around $2,000 worth of stuff. And they did it during the night, the first time that we weren't on there. We think that someone has been watching us here. There is another boat anchored next to Nandji, but they didn't hear or see anything. But I'm just getting ready to go down to the police station, and it's about an hour's drive away. But I was just thinking, like, 6 years we've been sailing, 6 years on our boat, and this is the first time we've ever been boarded and robbed.
Wow, so we are feeling a little bit better about everything. So we went and saw the police here in Lahiwa, which is the closest town. They've called the police in the main city of the island. So they're travelling over, which is 3 hours. They're going to come over and dust for fingerprints on the boat. So everyone's taking it like a really big deal. And then, you know, there's people in the village. They're storming around with the local police guy. So if everyone doesn't know by now, they definitely will by tonight. Fingers crossed we can just get our stuff back. We're never going to get the cash back. I'm not really too worried about that, but iPad and GoPro, they're two pretty big important items that we have on the boat. The iPad that they have taken is like the main boat navigation. It's permanently on the nav table, so it just has tracks and charts and anchorages and everything for all through Southeast Asia, so I really don't want that to be gone. The iPad itself is locked, so it's flat. If it was on, we'd be able to do the old GPS and find my iPad, but it's flat, and then Apple products aren't very common in Indonesia, so there isn't actually Apple chargers that you could buy, so they're probably not going to be able to charge it. And then if they did charge it, they've still got a passcode and PIN to get through before they can use it, so it's not like they're going to be able to use it, but I hope they can turn it on at least, because then they can be tracked.
Yeah.
But we still went and changed all our passwords, you know, just in case, like, you just don't know, like, that would be the worst case scenario. Someone steals your iPad and it steals our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lokasi ini hanya yang diambil hanya satu lagi masih tertinggal di sini.
Bisa tanya sama dia bang, iPad-nya apa?
We spent a lot of time with this community. We know most of the people in town by name. Everybody knows our name. When we walk down the street, everybody knows Tallula's name as well. The kids play together. We spend a lot of time here, and we've created what we thought were some pretty good friendships. And so for this to have happened and for nobody to want to help us, I think that's the really sad part about it. Well, people were willing to help to an extent, but they would not tell us who did it. despite knowing. That's what we believe anyway. So that was the really sad part about it. And you know, we are visitors and we got the message. Yeah, that was the saddest part about it. We're back on Nandji again. We were off of her for about a week. It was really good just for Tallula to get a bit of land time, spend a bit of time with her friends, and it was good for us as well just to have a break from the extra parenting that's involved with looking after a child on a boat. So we got a lot more work done, which was awesome. Yeah, so we're just slowly moving back on board today, and she's been locked up, and so there's been no airflow, and we're in the tropics, so the humidity is like 90% here, and it's been raining for the last few days as well, so it's 100% humidity. So we're a little bit nervous coming back to her actually, because everything can get a little bit stinky. The boat seems to be okay. We're just going to go through and wipe all of the surfaces, wipe the roof, the floor, the walls, the furniture, wash our linen and our clothes as well. And yeah, so it's a huge job ahead of us, but it's actually really nice to be back on board again. Yosh is into it.
It's just good to be back on Nandji. We're really excited to stay on land for a little bit and get some work done, but honestly I just miss Nandji.
Yeah, me too. That's a good sign, isn't it?
It is, so it's good to be back, and I just make it homely again. Just still feel a bit violated after people coming on here, so scrub, make it feel ours.
Yeah. You having fun playing, Lula? Yeah. Okay. Yay. Well, because the boat was closed up for so long while it was raining, all of the fabric and clothes, they don't smell very good, so I've got them all loaded up in the boat, and gonna take it down to our friend's house. He has a washing machine and he offered for me to be able to use it, and so I used to always decline things like this and just, you know, do it the hard way and not bother anyone, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, yes, I'll use that, thank you very much. So yeah, we've got like 5 or 6 bags worth of clothes. I'm gonna go use the laundry.
Back in the car again, heading to the main city to head back to the police station, because it's been a couple of days and nothing is happening, and so I want to go and see what's going on, because I'm a foreigner, the local police can't deal with the case basically, so it's been handed on to the main police of the island, which is in the city, which is 3 hours away from where Nandji is, so it's a bit of a drive. I'm hoping that today I can change a few things by just going to see the police and having a discussion with them.
Maaf Bunda, kalau itu saya nggak tahu, dan dia datang tadi minta tolong Bunda.
Iya, jangan makanya
saya bingung keliling-keliling ini, nggak ngerti.
So I didn't get back to our friend's house last night until like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I spent over 6 hours in the police station just trying to get someone to listen to me, really. Like, I can't speak enough Indonesian, so it was really hard to communicate. I could tell my story and the events of what happened, but moving forward from that, it was just really hard to explain everything, and I couldn't fully understand what people were trying to tell me. It was just, I really need to learn more of the language, but So I got there in the end though, like after explaining my story multiple times, we ended up getting a case made, and so someone then is assigned to the case, which is a great thing. So then hopefully people come down, the police come to the village and start asking the questions of where this person is, you know, because everyone's related and everyone's scared of the police, you know, so no one wants to be the person to dob someone in, because then the whole village will know who that was, and then everyone will, I don't know, shun them or whatever. So it's a difficult situation to be in, because people know who the thief is, but they don't want to tell the police. I guess there's no trust between the two either, so all we can do is try to push it as hard as we can on our side, so at least hopefully this doesn't happen again. Hopefully the police come and find them, you know, and they've scared these people. It doesn't look like we're going to get our stuff back anytime soon. Yeah, at least they only took a few things and money. Hindsight, I suppose, but I still wouldn't mind an iPad and a camera. Yeah, it's just a frustrating situation to be in, because I just don't feel like it's going any further in any direction. And